Hi, and welcome to the Purpose Podcast, the show that helps you to discover your purpose and release equity within. My name is Andre Spence, the Purpose Coach, and I speak, I coach, and I run events. But life wasn't always so purposeful. Starting out my career on a reality show called Sweet 16, scouring through multiple different types of jobs within the creative and entertainment field, the fact is I always ended up feeling fear, frustration, and failure. But it was my mentors that helped me navigate and discover my purpose. It's my hope through these sit-downs with my influential friends and industry leaders that this podcast will serve as your mentor and help you discover your purpose and release equity within. But today we have the fabulous, the amazing, the bestest, Daisy Boateng! Imagine we only got 2 extra people in the studio. Okay, so Daisy wrote her own, I get everybody to write their own bio.
Tell them.
She sent to my PA, which is good. So let me read this. Let's see if I can actually read. Daisy Boateng is a marketing director by day and fashion influencer by night. Having worked at LOreal for over 9 years, her personal ambition is to increase diversity within the beauty industry. She has also worked in Australia, Paris, and soon, New York City! And she recently set up the Step Up Sorority to get young BAME, B-A-M-E, Black, Asian, Minority, Ethnic graduates into their chosen careers.
Great. Love it.
Round of applause for Daisy.
Thank you very much.
Daisy, thank you so much for being here today. Guys,
pleasure.
I love this lady. We met in, I think, 2017 in December. I think it was the 12th of December. And she just looked so fly. It was the first time I had a Purpose Leaders event. And she just looked so cool. And then she just looked cool. And I was like, this girl should be here. And then what happened? What's your recollection?
Basically, I went up to Andre to introduce my PR team to his amazing influencers that he had. And he was like, aren't you an influencer? You to be one of us. You
Yes.
You to join. Are you part of this?
Yes. That sounds like me.
That is what happened, basically. And then I just started coming to all the Purpose Leaders events.
Amazing. How have you found them?
I love them. Every time I come to an event, I leave... Well, I left with my purpose from your event.
Wow.
So, first of all, I was told by one of the influencers at the events that I am the plug, and that's my purpose. I'm there to be an entrepreneur, not necessarily an entrepreneur, to help people that look like me get jobs inside industries where we're not represented. So that was one thing that came to me. But then also, Andre had an event where we had to write on Polaroids what our purpose would be for the next year. And I wrote down that I wanted to set up a sorority for young BAME kids. And a year later, I've done it.
Wow,
so
applause.
This is what happens when you go to the Purpose Leaders events and Purpose Experience, and the whole Purpose franchise just touches
franchise.
lives.
Hey,
the Purpose franchise just touches lives.
You know
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Purpose franchise just
touches lives. Let me just sprinkle some marketing on the mic. Just sprinkle some marketing on the mic.
Franchise, come on.
Just touches lives.
Just come on.
That's it.
Touches lives. It does.
I've witnessed so many mad, amazing things at these events. Like,
thank you, Daisy.
So yeah, well done, Andre.
Come on.
Yes.
Big up to Jesus. Big up to the team.
Give it to Jesus. Give it to the team. That's it.
And I got to say thank you so much for Daisy, because she's constantly provided, insight, information. Sometimes she's even ran our Instagram at the events times. Anytime I've got a question with regards to marketing, because I never studied marketing or PR, so she's the one that has to give me insight and information. So a lot of the stuff that you see is definitely because of her. So I'm really honoured. Thank you so much for being here today. So now we are going to go back. When's your birthday? We get people's birthday.
28th October.
Yeah, come on, give me the date.
1988.
Rah, come on, girl. Come on.
I told you we're too old for Love Island. I told you already.
Too young for Love Island. So, when we're going, right, tell us your story from when you was born, where were you born, and what you had to do to get to where you got to. So, just tell your story, basically.
All right, I'm from East London, Stratford.
Rah, calm down.
You know what? Funny enough, a lot of black people live in South London. So whenever I say I'm from East London, I'm quite in the minority. So I'm very proud East Londoner with my Cockney mates. And my dad was a tailor and an architect and just an all-round tailor, architect, and all-round arty person. So I just used to sit on the floor and pattern cut with him and draw stuff with him. And that's how I got into the creative world.
So your mum and dad together, yeah?
No, they're not together.
Okay.
My mum's living her best life, being a single mama, just like going on holiday every year.
Yeah.
Like, and my dad's in Ghana, so you know. But
at that time, were they together?
At the time they were together. They broke up my dad left when I was 13, and they broke up when I was 18. So yeah. You know, it's just life lessons. These are all the things that help me fight.
And broke up.
5 years later, they got divorced. Yeah. He moved Ghana to set up a business, guys. I'm sure a lot of people have heard this African dad rhetoric. I'm going to Ghana to set up a business.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know what that means. We're Jamaican. We'll come to that when you're 18. So you cutting with your dad when you was like 4, 5, 6.
Exactly. Them times there. And
you went to school, obviously.
Went to school, and I just liked art and creative stuff. And playing the clarinet, playing the piano, dancing, anything creative. I started going dance classes. And when I was old enough, sixth form, when I could elect topics, I did art. Did fashion design. I entered the competition. I came second. I got an internship from that competition. I worked at Tesco Design Studios. So like, I just always wanted to do that. So then at uni, I went to study fashion. And then I realised I didn't have...
we're going to go back.
Okay, we're going too fast. Okay, I didn't know you wanted to go through...
13 is when your parents left.
Yeah.
What happened there, you know?
So I was really, really sad because I'm a daddy's girl. I was really close to my dad. So I was like, oh, wow, Dad, where are you going? So I'm going to start a business in Ghana. The business never happened. Spoiler alert. And then, I was just without my dad. And my brother and my mum...
How did that impact you?
It was hard because my brother and my mum are really close. Mummy's boys, African mummy's boys. African mums love their sons. So it just made me leave the house earlier and never come back. It just made me find my purpose. It just made me a hard worker. It just made me just go. I was just like, you know what? Dad's gone. Kind of doing this on your own now. Went uni. Never came back. You know? Just did my thing.
But when did you find your man in all of this? Come on.
Oh, that was 16. So
that's when you left.
I left when I was 18, exactly. So between 16 and 18, I found my bae, Junior.
And she got traditionally married just in December in 2019.
I did. I had my trad. It was very extravagant. It was fun.
Yeah, we saw it.
In Ghana, in the year of return. # year of return.
All right, calm
down. So, I met him when I was 16 in sixth form. He was an external student. I went to a girls' school next to a boys' school.
So he's 16. He was 16.
He was 16, and we let in a few lucky external students into our prestigious school. No, I wasn't that. No, we were in the same class. I was 16, but I was the first to be 16, and his birthday's August, so he was the last to be 16. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, cool.
No, we're the same age. We were in the same class.
All right, calm down.
Trying to pimp me out as a sugar mama. Exactly, sugar mama already, like 10 minutes into the podcast. I'm not sugar mama.
So 16.
16.
So what was the most, traumatizing thing that happened in your life? Your dad leaving at 13?
Oh, so many traumatizing things happened.
What? Go on, you didn't tell us the story.
Do I have to go into that deep?
Go into the depth.
Oh my gosh,
we want the truth. I don't give a. I don't care about just what New York care. Tell me the truth. I want to know the truth.
I never aspirated. I never aspirated this.
Do you want to know the truth?
I think they want to know the truth, but
I want to know the truth. We weren't coming on it and tell me the truth. Tell me the truth.
I will tell you.
Your dad left when you were 13, said he was doing business, but he had another family. Correct?
No, he did not. He didn't. Do you know what? Let me tell you what was traumatizing, yeah? If you've seen a movie called Pursuit of Happiness, yeah, that's my dad. He just means well. He's just a dreamer. He's an artist. But he's walking around with them computer things. You know what Will Smith is still trying to sell? He's basically Will Smith is trying to sell these computers, and his wife is like, "You're not making no money from selling these machines. I'm leaving your ass." That's sorry. So that was my dad, and that was traumatizing because he's a good guy. He's just not. It just didn't work out for him. So yeah.
For what? What didn't work out for him?
He's wanted to make a woodworking business because he's an architect. So he wanted to basically make hotel doors, hotel beds. But I was like, Dad, we've got IKEA now. We don't need this stuff. Like, he thought people would want bespoke furniture. So he went to Ghana, made a warehouse, tried to make bespoke furniture, and it didn't kick off. And then he left my mum with the kids. So, yeah.
In that journey, did you rebel then? When you left?
Good question. No, I didn't. I did. I didn't rebel in the traditional sense. I didn't go out with boys and start smoking and doing mad things, but I was a bit rude. So I couldn't... A bit rude. I was a bit rude. I was a bit feisty, And I was just like, I was just more like giving my mom silent treatment, like just saying I don't like the people in this house. And stuff like that. So yeah, I wasn't that rebellious. I was just doing my books, you know.
So you was more internalizing things.
Exactly, which is where the madness happens when I'm older, because I internalize everything.
Okay, so we're gonna get
that's what I'm saying. This childhood bit is not that bad, you know. The adult bit is the mad part.
No. But it's the reason why you do the crazy
definitely.
ass person when you're older is because of the young
That's
king.
it,
You understand?
That's it, yeah.
Okay, cool. So
I internalized a lot of it.
18.
Yeah.
You went
That's
to
when
university.
that's when things started moving mad. Yeah.
Okay, so what happened? What do you mean?
So they might be listening to this. All my friends stopped talking to me in sixth form. All of them. We don't know. We don't know the reason. They just like, So it was like a big life shift that the people you grew up with from age 7, 10, all the way to age 16, all of a sudden don't really like you no more. And you don't really know the particular reason.
Okay.
So I had to start afresh, which is why that's why I said from 18 it went mad. And I just threw that whole person in the bin.
That's what you did!
Yeah, I threw it in the bin!
I remember!
I threw the old Daisy in the trash!
Oh my gosh!
Dans la poubelle!
Hey!
France.
She said she threw herself in the bin!
Yeah, dans la poubelle.
Herself!
Yeah.
In
I chucked
the
it.
bin!
I chucked it.
Hey!
Just see why
I threw myself in the bin. She said she picked herself and threw herself in the bin.
I flung it. This is the big.
This is
the
real life.
This is the interesting part. The 13-year-old bit is not that. Yeah.
Okay, so you threw herself in the bin.
That's it.
Okay, so talk to me.
So yeah.
Okay, talk to me. This is the story.
This is the story. This is what happened.
All right, so you threw yourself in the bin.
Yeah, and I just started again. I made a new
Started
Daisy.
again.
I made a new Daisy.
Again.
Mhm.
Made a new Daisy. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Made a new.
I've learned since that after traumatic experiences, one can close a chapter and start again, but that means they've completely disowned the previous version of themselves, which means essentially they've joined the side of the people that hated them, and you need to go back and collect that person and love that person to become whole again.
Come on! She took herself out the bin!
Exactly! Now I have. Spoiler alert. Age 30, I've taken myself out of the bin and I gave myself a dusting.
But you said something that was deep because you came to the purpose experience and what happened?
Which part?
Nissy.
Oh yeah, that was one. Yeah, Nissy should we skip to that already?
Oh no, let's go back.
That's deep. Like Nissy's thing was deep. Like I cried.
Nissy,
I never cried.
Message Nissy.
Yeah, I never cried.
I'm gonna do it on Instagram. We're gonna do this.
Actually, I should be filming this.
Listen, I'm with Daisy. We're actually shooting a live podcast, and she said, "What happened with what are you picking up the thing for? What did you say about Nissy?
Nissy, she prophesied. She's a prophetess.
Hey!
Prophesied over my life. She told me that
at a purpose experience,
that the devil is trying to not let me see that I'm great. He's trying to block me. He's trying to make me hate myself, and I need to just chuck him in the bin and love myself and be great. Nissy. Be what I'm destined to be.
Bless you, Nissy. Bless you. Right. My sister, you can add that. She should be filming, you know.
Oh my gosh! I'm just gonna tag me, and I'm just gonna repost it.
Yeah, tag Nissy, tag Daisy, there's no purpose.
At Daisy Boateng.
At Daisy Boateng. So you made a new Daisy at that point.
Yes.
So then we need to come back to ourselves then. Mm-hmm. What happened? So you were 18. How do you throw in the bin? Do you change your clothes? What happened?
I got student loan. That's what happened.
Hey!
I got maintenance grant. Thank you, government. And I just became fashion Daisy. The one you know. The one you see now. The one who started wearing weird clothes, going vintage shop, being quirky, and like... Yeah. And I loved it for a period of time. It was great.
And then what happened after? You said you loved it for a period of time.
Then I realised it was just a mask.
Hey! It was just
clothes. It was just a mask.
Just a mask.
Listen, look at this guy writing down.
It was just
what
a
I'm
mask.
saying. It was just a mask.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was just like, what are you really like?
What you was running from is a fear of rejection.
Yeah.
You had a fear of rejection.
A fear of abandonment.
Hey!
Not rejection. I don't mind being. I don't really care if people accept or reject me. I care about if I get close to you and you flop me.
Hey!
If you're abandoned.
I'm getting goosebumps!
So that's the bigger thing.
All right. So you went to uni. Mm-hmm. What happened?
Uni was great. It was just like after uni, I realized all of that person that I created wasn't that real. It was just
that person I created.
Yeah.
Was not real.
No.
Was you a mannequin? What was you?
Yeah. It was just like smiling all the time, dressing up all the time, and
inside, what was going on?
Just quite hollow, floating through life. Just floating. I was happy, but I was just like still floating. Like, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
What's going on now? So you've done uni. What did you study?
I've done uni. I studied fashion marketing because I realised I didn't have patience to pattern cut to make clothes. So I did the business side of fashion rather than the fashion design part. And then started working at LOreal straight away.
Wow, come on.
So what happened was at uni, I was like, I'm only going to put all my eggs in one basket. I'm only going to apply to 3 companies that I love and I'm going to go hard. I'm going to make a whole deck for them. I'm going to send my CV. I'm going to call them. So I only applied to Disney, Apple and L'Oreal.
Disney,
Apple and L'Oreal. Because they were, to me, the best at what they did in all their fields.
Okay.
Best
Disney for...
Just selling you an experience and a dream and like an emotion.
If you see a tip right now, big T.
Just selling you emotion. And then Apple for just completely simplifying the game and like being the premier in technology. And then L'Oreal just for being the number 1 makeup brand, number 1 beauty company in the world.
Wow, okay.
So I was like, I want to be with the best of the best. And luckily, because I stood out, because I did that mad application, I got through and they gave me a job. Wow. I was an intern. When I was 21, straight after uni.
And so then what was the steps to where you are today and where you are today? So then
I was an intern, then I was a graduate scheme person. I was on the management trainee scheme. I was a graduate and I got selected to go and do my graduate scheme in Melbourne in Australia. So I worked in L'Oreal in Australia for 6 months when I was 22. And then I came back and they took me immediately off the grad scheme and gave me a permanent job. I was supposed to do the grad scheme for a year. I did it for 6 months.
So I remember you're in such a different place. You remember when we met up, you had the yellow top on and you said, Andre, I just my purpose, I think about going to New York.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know who to trust. You remember? This girl was crackers. She's better now.
I know, exactly. Look at God. And I got a permanent job and from then you just go up the ranks. Junior brand manager, senior brand manager, and now I'm marketing director. There we go. And in between that, I went to work in Paris.
Marketing
yes.
Director. What does that mean?
So my current job is you basically create products, create the communications for that product, and then sell the products to make it a success. So what that means is you go in the lab, you make the lipstick, then you make the TV ad for the lipstick and the social media for the lipstick, and then you send it to the country so they can put it in. But now
you just oversee the people doing it at the different stages.
Yeah. That's it.
I'm looking at her like, oh, is that you? Is this my friend? She said I had friends in high places. I'm like, she's my friend. And
then said Jesus was his friend in a high place. Very high.
My friend. She's my friend. You then went on to New York. So you had a problem.
Yes. That was very peak. So basically I got offered a job in New York in 2017. And then when I went to go and get my visa, they said no. Because obviously Trump is in power at the moment. Things are a bit sketchy. So the guy at the embassy, he asked me like, are you Nigerian? And I'm like, first of all, embassy questions are supposed to be stuff like, how long will you be working in New York? What job are you going to do? What's your salary? Not, are you Nigerian? And I'm not Nigerian. I'm Ghanaian and I'm British. So threw me for a loop. And I just answered it and he said no. He was like, we're not letting you through. We're not.
Did you say no?
No, I said, no, I'm not Nigerian. I'm British. And he was like, oh, because Africans always say please to everything. And I was like, okay.
What?
It's so random. The way the story started is because he said, are you here for your visa interview? And I said, yes, please. That's how it started. And he said, are you Nigerian? And I said, no. And he's like, oh, because Africans always say please to everything at the end of everything. And I was like, we're just very polite people. And just like tried to laugh it off, thinking, I didn't even think it was a big deal at the time. And then when he said no, I realized it was a big deal that they can't let anyone that looks African, Mexican, Chinese, Indian into America right now. Hire American, buy American.
I don't know what to say.
So that was the hiccup that I had. And then I blamed God
stupidly.
I was just like, you're supposed to be powerful. What are you doing? Why are you making me look like a mug? You just made me look like a mug. Like, you just let me come all the way here. You let me come all the way here, dressed up, and now I look completely mugged off when you are omnipotent.
Well, so you said.
And I was like, why? And then I realised, do you think God's a fool? Like, everything is in his time. Like, he will never bring shame upon his people. The same God that took his people to the promised land is the same God that will help you do whatever you need to do.
Come on.
So there we go. I wasn't saying all of this, all of that when I got declined. I was angry. I had to talk to a lot of people for advice because I was proper vexed. But
and then that was 2017. Did you have another rejection of there?
Yeah, got rejected 3 times for the visa. They really
so
didn't want me.
Why did you go back a 4th time?
Because God is good. I just believed in it. I was like, nah, I have to okay, this is what someone told me.
Why New York?
Because every desire you have, God planted it in you. So he will provide. He will make provision for it. So I just knew that it was going to work out. I've been asking to move to New York since I joined LOreal 9 years ago. And you asked why New York is because, like I said, I've been creative my whole life. And the job in New York is where you make the products. The job in England is where you sell the products. Marketing has got 2 sides. You can either sell things on TV and in booths, or you can make the things. And I wanted to make stuff.
So you've gone back to full circle?
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I've been pushing to do this job. And finally I got it. So I'm going to be making mascaras.
Wow. I thought mascara is just black thing that you put in your...
Yeah, but there's different brushes, different claims, different ads, different angles. No, Andre, it's just gone over his head.
I thought it was just black stuff on your teeth.
There are different... Buy Maybelline mascaras, guys.
So you got that now. So where are you at? You're married?
I'm married. Doing life.
Okay, cool. So now... So it'll be ending there.
Yeah, we can do. You've gone through my whole life. We might have missed some bits.
I'm going back now.
Okay.
So this is the part where, I just really want to grab some principles from the people's stories. So I just delve in a little bit deeper, even though I think we've delved in a little bit deeper anyway. But we might have around 10 minutes of this. Okay, let's talk 1 second.
Amongst ourselves?
All right, no.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to ask questions. Look at what I've seen here after you said some crazy things. So, the part that I underlined was, you said the silent treatment. Why is it that you felt at that moment in time you needed to shut down?
Is this some therapy thing?
You got no degree in now. I'm not in charge of your mental health or nothing, yeah? I'm just asking questions, fam. I want to get down to the root of things.
This got real deep real quick. It got real deep real quick. Okay. Why did I feel like I needed to give silent treatment? Because it was the way that I was channeling my anger. I felt like if my mum was going to show that she cared more about that child versus this child, then you can have that child and you just lose this child. Bye. But
then isn't that why you then lost? Then you then got rejected or banned by your friends. You got banned by your dad.
First.
Banned by your mum.
Second.
Then banned by your friends.
3 times.
Then you're banned by your brothers.
Yeah.
Because they're thingy.
Yeah.
So then you thought that you're not worth anything.
Yeah, definitely. I've just been rolling through life by myself, just rolling.
Give me rolling. We're rolling together. Oh. Because when you're in Chelsea,
exactly, he's gonna be rolling through there.
I'm rolling through on the floor. She's my friend. I'm not abandoning her.
He's rolling through. Yeah.
So what did you said? I think you mentioned already. Throwing yourself in the bin was that you just made a new Daisy Bar.
Yeah.
What did you Did you say something?
I just how do I?
And by the way, guys, don't be judging me and trying to say, "Are you some counsellor?" No, I'm not. Okay, I'm having a conversation.
We're just having a chat.
All right.
It's not that deep. Just having a chat. The way I would describe it is that I started accepting no mercy on myself. So I was just like, no crying, no complaints. Now you have to make it. You have to prove everyone wrong. you have to be savage, you have to be strong, which means less emotion, that kind of thing, and which were all the attributes old Daisy had.
So, but the new Daisy is now forming back the love.
Yeah,
she is because that's the reason why you decided to even get married.
Exactly. Yeah, because I didn't want to before. I was
That's
just
right.
like, no, my parents are divorced.
So
I'm not doing this.
your motive before motivation. So your former experiences were driving why you were doing the things you were doing.
Exactly. Yeah, this is what you told me last time.
And you wanted to prove, obviously, all these people wrong.
Yeah.
But now that you found God, etc., you're now realizing that you don't have to prove.
Exactly.
You're just going to be who God's called you to be. Is that correct?
That's it. That's exactly it. I wish I could remember what you told me last time. It's in my phone, but you told me something which was along the lines of that.
Yeah, go on. I don't even know. Good.
It was so good that I wrote it down.
Wow.
I don't write down a lot of things Andre says.
See, guys, if you get purpose coaching from me, I'm a lot of money, but your life will be better.
Let me see. I wish I wasn't holding up this thing by looking for
You're
this.
not holding up nothing. Let the people listen.
Yeah, it was so good. Damn. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Right, guys, you ready for this? This is what I said to her. She said that today.
I haven't even read it since, so it might be embarrassing. Okay, these are Andre's words of advice to me in Vapiano, Oxford Circus. I don't know what the date was, but yeah. You reject the person you are because this person was created by the bullying comments and hatred of others. You wanted to prove them wrong, so became the opposite of what they called you to be, not what God called you to be. You need to find out what God called you to be. That was dope. Those were Andre's wise words, and that's what helped me pick up myself from the bin and go and find out what God called me to be, rather than this version.
And so, can you describe? So you're now talking about identity.
Yeah.
Describe who you are today. Or who you're working at being more, like as in, who do you believe that you are now?
I am a ray of sunshine. That's who I'm called to be.
Yes.
I have the capacity to smile a lot and be friendly and bubbly. It doesn't make me exhausted. I'm an extrovert. So that's my purpose. If I've got the energy to smile, make someone happy, that's what I'm here to do.
That's good.
So in its essence, I think that's what I enjoy doing.
Now, tell me now.
Yeah.
You stated something. You said something about your dad, and you said that's when you was a daddy's girl.
Yeah.
So what are you now with your dad?
I mean, I'm still a daddy's girl, but I've got 2 dads now.
Is there 2?
God.
Oh. Come on!
So, yeah, I'm
I think you said that. She said, God. Come on.
Yeah, I'm no longer like approval and love because I actually get that.
God is good.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I get that from God.
That's a
I actually
relationship
believe it.
with your mum.
Cute, my mum's so cute. We're just not the closest. We're not that close, but she's a great woman.
Is she proud of you?
I think she is. I think she's proud.
You said, and I like the fact that your story's full circle, isn't it? Because how do you think that, what your dad did with you, did it play a role in what you're doing now?
Yeah, absolutely. He is the one that showed me that Africans don't have to be a nurse, lawyer, doctor, engineer, because he wasn't himself. So it gave me the freedom to do whatever. I was making moves in the music industry, and I'm just, doing marketing, creative industries, beauty industry. So yeah, definitely that helped. And yeah, I hope he knows.
Hey. Guys, do you have any questions quickly?
Obviously have the marketing side. Both are professional in terms of the marketing side and the influencer side.
Yeah.
So what kind of encouraged you to go down, not that saying quote unquote you wanted to be an influencer, but sharing your style and your fashion and that kind of thing? I know obviously uni might have had a part to play in it because obviously there was an interest there. But what kind of led you going down that road?
Okay. Well, I always like dressing up, and I was just like, I'm gonna take photos of what I'm wearing. But what made it kick off was that I took a sabbatical from work, so I had loads of free time. I had a year off, and I was like, I want to do stuff, but nobody wants to do stuff with me because everyone's at work. So the only people who weren't at work were influencers. They're the only ones who don't have the same schedule as the 9 to 5. So they're just the people that I bumped into, and I'd ask them questions like, what camera do you use? And that's how it started becoming more serious and better quality content. But it was literally because I had time off and my usual schedule of friends were not available. So yeah, And I just love it. I just love dressing up, and I would have done this regardless if Instagram or if that world was there.
She's got a jacket and it says Queen on the back.
It does. It definitely does.
And it's from Budapest. I don't even know where Budapest is.
I had to Google it myself, not gonna lie. So my geography is really bad. If I have one thing that I'm gonna teach any of my kids is geography.
Yeah.
Because it can make you sound really stupid if you don't know where somewhere is.
Maybe just bring them to the countries. They'll soon know where
Amen.
it is.
Let's pray for holiday dates and money to take them. Yes. You're going to ask me a second question.
So, with like university, you said, okay, so that was the old Daisy. And so, because I know a lot of people when they get to uni, because I was like, oh, yeah, when I get to uni, I'm going to like do this.
Exactly.
Do that. And so like, you get very excited about this person who you can become.
Yeah.
So I know with you, there was like an influence of, okay, I still wanted to be this person, but I was kind of maybe influenced through the lens of like, okay, I don't want to be like the old me. I'm going to reinvent myself. So with this new version of yourself, how did that affect maybe like your relationships with your housemates or people? And were they relationships that were sustained throughout university and then after university? Or did it get to a point where you, as you were coming back to your original self, those relationships, did they change?
Yeah.
Like,
so, this is a very interesting question. I have a best friend who didn't go to uni, and I went to uni, and because I completely changed myself, we then became very different. We're still friends. She's my maid of honor, but we're just very different. She stayed at home, so things that I did, like loading washing machine, eating tuna and pasta at 4 a.m. because I had to, are things that you wouldn't maybe experience if you didn't. And I became more savage, more self-sufficient. I had to be strong. I had to be stronger because I didn't have anyone around. So I had less patience. So some of my relationships changed. So I had to suck it up because I was like, you're on your ones. You're going to have to make new friends. And yeah, I changed a little bit and I lost a few connections because I had to become stronger.
So how do you do with friends now?
I have this thing where this is so savage. Everyone thinks I'm their friend. I'm very friendly.
Everybody!
No, I'm very friendly. I'm very friendly.
Everybody!
But because of what I know myself and the things I've been through, I'm not everybody's friend. I'm very friendly, but it doesn't mean that like.
I guess it's like it's a thing with like extroverted people.
Yeah.
And people, they just think that they just know you.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Think, yeah, that
and I
we're
don't mind that. But then when it gets to the point where they realise, oh, when we're not that close, it's really awkward. It's just like, I'm just bubbly. So that I do get, with the friends question, I could say that there are loads of people that are my friends or think I'm their friends. But if I had to invite people to something, I would struggle to invite all of them because I'm like, they're my acquaintance. But they would say, they're my friends. So it's really awkward. It's one of those ones.
That my intention isn't to be your friend.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, realistically.
Yeah. But it's more my issue. Because of the abandonment issue, I don't want to tell everyone they're my friend. You're not my friend.
I never ever said anybody was my best friend like that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't, because what if you flop me? Exactly.
You get me?
So I can't just be saying, but to be honest, there are loads of people that I could say they're my friends, but I'm just too scared to say that they are my friends.
So that's your issue?
It's my issue, it's not theirs.
Yeah, it's my issue too.
Yeah, I just would rather not put myself in that situation where I rely on you and then you flop.
So something I just really want to address, you stated that basically to get the L'Oreal job you did over and beyond.
Yes, I did.
Do you suggest to people that they do over and beyond?
I do, but in a Gen Z millennial way. So what I did is I made like a CD with my CV on it and like all these projects on it, which was 2010. So that's what people did then. Right now you can make a whole Instagram page about your CV. You can do something different, or you can launch a product for them, the company you want to work. Make it, do it. You can do so many other above and beyond things that aren't traditionally CVs and things like that. But I always say go extra, and you have to use your unique selling point. So the thing that you hate is the thing that people will remember you for. So if you're overweight, or if you're got different kind of teeth, different looking teeth, if you're too dark, if society tells you something, that's the stuff.
So basically saying how you were designed.
Yeah.
And
that's
so
how you
basically
win.
Saying be authentic.
Yeah, because I always say, if L'Oreal burnt down, they'd remember there was a black girl in there, and it was me, but they might not remember the 400 white girls that were in there.
Yeah.
And like some people would be like, oh my gosh, don't you feel uncomfortable speaking in meetings because you're the only black one? And like, don't you feel like they're going to say you're too loud? I'm like, no, because you're going to remember what I said. Because I'm the only one that looks like me. So how can you forget? So just use it. So then I dress even more crazy and I'm even more loud and even more memorable.
Because you'll be more of yourself.
Yeah, just like,
it's like me.
find the unique thing.
On this podcast, I'm wearing the same thing. It's a black hat and a black t-shirt. I made that so it's very simple.
Yeah.
But when I go out, how's my coat that I just showed you?
Yeah, it's mad. He's got very, very festive clothes. Very, very niche style. You know, he doesn't like it.
She needs to look in the mirror. Anyways, it's been Daisy Brighton. I don't have no else to say. Guys, this has been the Purpose Podcast. My name's been Andre Spence, and this has been
Daisy Boateng.
What's your at?
At Daisy Boateng.
Is that on all socials?
Yeah, it is.
Amazing. And I'm Andre Spence, ANDRE SPENCE, and also Purpose Podcast. We have a Patreon website thing, or whatever it is. Make sure you check it out, the Purpose Podcast, and give us £1, £100, few thousand. That'll be good so that we can keep these things rolling. But until next time, the Purpose Podcast!